Wonderful. Well, good afternoon and welcome to today's webinar on year-end giving. My name is Josh Anderson. I am Associate Program Director for Endowment Management at the Episcopal Church Foundation, and I am joined on the webinar this afternoon by my colleague Julia Acker, who will be helping to monitor our Q&A box, as well as, well, we don't have the chat, so Juliet's going to monitor Q&A for us. Please feel free to communicate any questions you have throughout the webinar, and we will do our best to respond at the end as time allows. We have allotted 30 minutes for today's session, and we're going to do our best to be respectful of that time window. We're gathered today not just as webinar participants, but as a community driven by a shared commitment to our faith, our mission as the Episcopal Church, and our belief in the power of generosity. Today, our goal is to explore the transformative potential of year-end giving. And while the topic of this webinar is centered around year-end giving, I hope that you will find many of the themes and concepts presented to be applicable to your fundraising efforts year-round. Now, I suspect that for many individuals on this webinar and for many of the folks in your congregations, making charitable gifts at year-end is a routine practice, a reflective acknowledgement and tangible way to address needs beyond our own. But year-end giving, charitable giving in general, is not just a tradition. It's a deeply rooted practice that empowers us as individuals and as a collective faith community. Over the course of the next 30 minutes, we will discover how, by embracing the 3 E's of year-end giving, empower, engage, and elevate, we can leverage our end-of-year fundraising efforts to make a lasting impact on our mission and ministry in 2024 and beyond. First, we will delve into this idea of empowerment, where we will explore how year-end giving empowers our faith communities and the individuals within them. We'll focus on engaging donors by creating meaningful connections and exploring the diverse methods of giving and how your organization supports these efforts. Then we'll talk about how giving elevates our mission and ministry and explore the role of gratitude and recognizing individual contributions, as well as celebrating our collective achievements. Finally, we'll end with a brief look at the tools and resources of the Episcopal Church Foundation that we've developed to assist faith communities in these efforts. But before we delve into the 3 E's of year-end giving, let's take a minute to orient ourselves around this idea of end-of-year charitable giving and why, especially when it comes to raising funds for your church's endowment, this period of the year can be especially meaningful and yield fruitful results. I'm often asked by church leaders, when is the best or most appropriate time of year to focus discussion on the endowment and encourage individuals in the congregation to contribute financially to the long-term mission and ministry of the parish? We think of the fall as stewardship season, and many churches tend to shy away from talking too much about the endowment when they're trying to raise funds for next year's operating budget. And while I do not believe there to be a hard and fast answer to when the perfect season for endowment fundraising is, I do think that there's a powerful argument to be made for using your year-end efforts to place a spotlight on the future-focused nature of your church's endowment fund. Just as we spend the holiday season reflecting over the past year and begin to look ahead and plan for the new year to come, so can our communities of faith draw attention toward the future of our ministry together. Endowments can often enable a parish to look beyond the confines of the annual operating budget and begin to cast a long-term vision for the church that we hope to be. As leaders, we can leverage this season in a way that helps make a connection between our personal self-reflection and visioning for the new year with that of our faith community. So keeping these things in mind to anchor ourselves, let's begin exploring together how we can empower, engage, and elevate in the spirit of year-end giving. Shall we? So let's begin exploring why year-end giving is a powerful force that empowers both our faith communities and the individual donors within. Giving empowers our faith communities in several profound ways. Perhaps most obviously, giving provides your parish or organization with the financial stability that is vital for the sustainability of your mission and ministry. Contributions received by stakeholders in your work help cover operating expenses, support ongoing ministries, and ensure the sustainability of various programs and initiatives throughout the year. This financial stability allows your faith community to effectively plan and execute its mission. Financial stability is not just about balancing the books, however, it's about our ability to create a lasting impact. With a stable financial foundation, we can invest in our communities, provide support where there is need, and extend our reach to fulfill our mission. Giving can also foster a profound sense of shared purpose. When members come alongside an organization and provide financial backing to support a common mission, it strengthens the bond between the donor and your church, and it enhances their sense of belonging. The act of giving becomes a shared value, reinforcing the idea that our community is working together toward a higher purpose. Furthermore, empowered faith communities have the flexibility to adapt to changing circumstances and to innovate. When we're empowered with the financial stability that strong fundraising affords us, we can respond to the evolving needs of our congregation and to the community at large. This adaptability allows us to remain relevant and effective in fulfilling our mission. But year-end giving doesn't just empower our faith communities, it also empowers each of us as individual donors within our community. Donors who support an organization often do so as a personal expression of their faith and values. Giving allows us to align our values with our actions, reinforcing our commitment to our faith and to the broader community. We express our devotion not just in words, but through tangible acts of generosity. This act of giving often leads to spiritual growth as well. Donors reflect on their faith and the principles that they hold dear, deepening their understanding of their beliefs. This self-reflection can lead to a stronger connection with their faith and a more profound sense of spirituality. Giving also provides donors with a sense of agency in support of your church's mission and ministry. It empowers us to become active participants in the vision and purpose of our faith communities. Our contributions directly impact the programs and initiatives that matter to us the most. In addition to some of the intrinsic spiritual rewards, there's also extrinsic financial benefit that motivates many donors. Donors may benefit from the tax incentives associated with making a charitable gift. These added financial benefits empower donors by giving a fulfilling and practical way of reaching their own financial goals. As we can see, giving is about more than just financial contributions. It's about empowerment. It empowers our faith communities to fulfill their mission effectively, and it empowers each of us as individuals to align our values with our actions, deepening our connection with our faith and with our churches. Now, let's explore how we as church leaders can effectively engage donors in our faith communities by thinking about the way that we communicate and raise awareness around the varied methods of year-end giving. Effective communication is the cornerstone of a successful year-end giving campaign. It engages donors and helps them understand the importance of their contributions. One key to successful engagement is by employing a multi-channel communication strategy that reaches diverse segments of our congregations. By using a variety of communication channels, including newsletters, weekly service bulletins, announcements, social media, websites, and more, we create opportunities to connect with our community in a way that is familiar and accessible to all individuals within. How does your typical effort to raise financial support interface with your existing communication plan? Is your message reaching as wide an audience as it could? Using a multi-channel communication strategy may feel daunting at first. This approach doesn't have to mean crafting a unique message for each platform. In fact, consistency in messaging should be a goal as well as maximizing your reach. The messages we convey to donors must be clear and transparent. To effectively raise new gifts, we must clearly communicate the purpose and impact of those donations, how contributions support your organization's mission. Using simple and straightforward language, we draw a direct connection between donations and how they enable us to have meaningful impact in the community. Donors are motivated to give when there's transparency and accountability in how the funds they give are going to be used to further the ministry of your parish. Now let's look at the importance of promoting the diverse methods by which a donor may choose to make a charitable gift. One size may not fit all donor profiles, so as leaders, we must be sure to raise awareness around the many ways to contribute. Promoting a varied menu of gift types that shows that you recognize the diversity of situations and giving preferences in your congregation and are taking the steps to effectively engage with your donors. Emphasizing the many ways to give is essential for providing flexibility and convenience. Year-end giving in 2023 is not limited to just traditional methods of cash contributions. Does your church, for example, offer donors the ability to make online gifts? Have you looked at text to give options? Do you have the infrastructure to support donors who wish to make contributions of appreciated stocks, mutual funds, or other securities? Do your parishioners know they can make qualified charitable distributions from their IRA that count toward their annual required minimum distributions? Once someone expresses their interest in making a gift, do you have clear instructions on how they can complete that gift? Is there an individual in the parish who can help provide the necessary support, keeping in mind the sometimes sensitive and personal nature of charitable giving? Effective communication and promotion of a diverse slate of giving options are key elements of a successful year-end giving engagement. It helps ensure that our donors feel informed, valued, and empowered to contribute to the mission and ministry of our faith communities. So we've looked at the ways that year-end giving provides empowerment to donors as well as the larger faith community, and explored how to meaningfully engage with individuals on a level that considers their unique situational needs. Now let's talk a bit about the importance of recognizing and acknowledging the invaluable contribution of donors and elevating the stories that make our efforts worthwhile. Recognition and appreciation are integral to any effective fundraising efforts. They not only acknowledge the generosity of donors, but they also inspire others to join in as well. Acknowledgement through annual reports, newsletters, website, or social media posts are a great way to publicly thank donors for supporting the ministry of your church. You may even wish to go so far as to ask your donors to share some of their own personal testimony about why they chose to support your parish financially. When we share stories that draw a clear connection between the generosity of individual donors and the impact of the church's work in the world, we inspire others to reflect on their own relationship with the missional work of your parish and consider their own commitment, whether through monetary support or with a gift of their time or talent. The holiday season brings tremendous opportunity to gather and celebrate, reflecting on the many blessings that we've encountered in our lives as individuals and as a collective faith community throughout the year. Does your parish provide opportunity to come together to celebrate the impact of your ministry in the larger community? Do your annual meetings help foster a culture that lifts up and celebrates generosity, both individual and collective? Consider the amount of time dedicated to business and numbers and how it compares to time focused on storytelling and highlighting the transformative impact of your ministry. This cultural shift focuses on celebrating relationships and the meaningful moments that arise from our shared giving, becoming a congregation that values not just the transaction of giving, but the transformation that it brings as well. Tokens of gratitude are a simple way to let individual supporters know that you appreciate and recognize the sacrificial nature of their gift. Consider small gestures of appreciation, like an enamel pin specific to your annual holiday campaign, as a simple and fun way of making the giving experience more rewarding. While personal benefit is not often high on the list of motivational factors for many individuals making charitable gifts, younger folks in your congregation will have some sort of touchstone or association with the kind of grassroots, crowd-funded models of fundraising that offers supporters these types of small perks as a thank you for their generosity. Timely acknowledgement and follow-up is crucial when it comes to maintaining a positive relationship with donors. But our commitment to recognition does not end with a thank you. Continue to follow up throughout the year, communicating directly to donors how their contributions are making an impact. For churches who have seasonal members or individuals whose involvement ebbs and flows throughout the year, make an effort to help keep them connected to the life and ministry of your parish. Keeping in mind, again, to utilize the full slate of communication tools available to you. These updates help to foster personal connection, deepen the sense of involvement, and inspire continued support of the organization. Actively solicit feedback from your donors as well, because their opinions matter. Their insights can help to guide and enhance the giving experience. Adopt an attitude of continuous improvement. If this is the first time offering online giving options or the first time you've actively sought stock gifts, get feedback on the process from the donor's perspective so that you can continue to improve the ease with which a donor can contribute to your church. To elevate is to lift up. By sharing stories, celebrating generosity, and creating a culture of giving, we increase donor engagement and elevate our faith community to new heights. When we understand the importance of recognition, appreciation, and storytelling, we endeavor to make our year-end giving efforts a transformative journey. Now, I want to talk a little bit with the time that we have left about the just briefly highlighting some of the tools and resources that the Episcopal Church Foundation has available to assist our endowment management clients in their efforts to raise gifts both at year end and throughout the year. At ECF, we've developed a set of templates and sample language for congregations seeking to equip their donors for end-of-year donations. This includes sample promotional language for your newsletters, websites, service bulletins, social media. Be on the lookout for an email sometime around November 1st to all clients that will include those sample templates. We have also created a securities gifting guide for churches who want to promote the option of receiving gifts of stock, mutual funds, or other appreciated securities into your account with ECF. This comprehensive guide includes language templates for your communication platforms, as well as template donation forms to aid in information gathering and record keeping. ECF can help facilitate these gifts year-round and enable your parish to accept gifts of appreciated securities to whether that's one-time gifts, to fund special projects, or even if you have donors who wish to pay towards their annual pledges with a gift of stock or other securities, you have the ability to do that. If you're a client of our endowment management program on the webinar and would like to receive a copy of the securities gifting guide, please just email endowment@ecf.org and someone would be glad to get back to you with that information. If you are not a client of ECF's endowment management program, but would like to learn more about the program and how ECF can help your parish structure, invest, and grow your endowment or invested funds through new gifts, please also feel free to reach out to endowment@ecf.org. We manage about $550 million worth of endowment and long-term invested assets for more than 330 different Episcopal entities throughout the church, and we would love to learn more about you. I want to pause here. We've got a few minutes, and I want to just, if there are any questions, please feel free to use that Q&A feature. The goal of today's webinar is really to kind of talk broadly and thematically about giving, and to just kind of introduce this framework and concept of to elevate, engage, and lost my third ER. Elevate, engage, and
empower.
Thank you, Juliet. My mind completely blanked for a second. So if there are questions, please feel free to put them into the chat, and we will try to answer them, whether it's specific questions for communication, specific questions about various gift types. We're happy to try and entertain those. Dan Austin, does ECF recommend targeting donors by their potential for a gift? I think it's important to consider everyone in the congregation as a potential for a gift, regardless of size. Oftentimes we kind of get bogged down into this idea of wanting to think about, well, what is the size of the gift that someone could make, and sort of target those individuals. I think we don't always have a full understanding of people's profile for giving either. So doing our best to communicate kind of the ability for everyone to make a meaningful and impactful gift. It's why when I talk with churches about something like legacy societies, for example, that I don't encourage churches to put any sort of barrier for entry into a legacy society. I think that gifts of any size should be appreciated. So while you may wish to target donors by the potential for a gift, I think that communicating the possibility of a gift to everyone in the congregation has the potential to be very fruitful as well. Rebecca asks, where can I go to learn about the different types of gifts and rules and laws around them? So ECF does have available for various gift types on our website. We have a website called episcopalgifts.org that you can visit. These are specific to planned gifts that a donor may wish to make. When it comes to year-end gifts, whether it be gifts of securities, of course, I did mention that we have the Securities Gifting Guide, which we would be happy to share with individuals. For something like an IRA, a gift from an IRA, qualified charitable distribution, that information is we've done some blog posts on that in the past that would be available on our website, either ecf.org or through our Vital Practices website, ecfvp.org. If you go there and search for endowment or giving, there will be a number of resources available on a variety of topics. And I do know that specific to the qualified charitable distributions from an IRA, we've done several blog posts or presentations on that in the past, so there would be some good information there. So episcopalgifts.org and ecfvp.org are great resources to have at hand, and maybe ones that individuals don't think about beyond just the standard ECF website. Well, I don't see any other questions coming in, and we are coming up close to our 30-minute time allotment. So always happy to give people a few minutes back of their day. Like I said, our goal was to just talk broadly and thematically today. I do want to express my gratitude for your presence and commitment to your faith community that each of you has displayed by attending this session. A recording of the webinar as well as the slides and a quick reference guide to the 3 E's of giving will be shared this afternoon via email with the recording. So please be on the lookout for those and feel free to share with other leaders who would benefit from hearing this information. Over the past 25 minutes, we have explored why year-end giving matters and learned strategies to empower, engage, and elevate our donors for a lasting impact in 2024 and beyond. I hope that you are leaving here inspired to embrace the opportunity that lies before you. Each contribution, each story, each moment of gratitude has the potential to make a profound and transformative difference in your community. May you move forward with a renewed sense of purpose and excitement in these efforts. So thank you for attending, and we will see you on our next webinar. Thanks, everyone.